Supply chain. It's a term many of us never thought of before March of 2020. We did, however, enjoy getting what we wanted when we wanted it. The pandemic changed all that.
There's no automaker that has not been hindered in some way, shape, or form when it comes to sales because they just simply have no inventory.
Whatever becomes the hot toy of the season in the next month or two may not be there in huge quantities.
Some of the worst backups happening in what's called durable goods, appliances, laptops, furniture. That's because the pandemic changed spending habits.
People said, well, if I can't go on vacation, I'll get a bicycle or I'll repaint the house, put in new curtains. And then they found paint was on back order, curtains were on back order because so many people were trying to buy these durable goods that everybody else wanted.
Many businesses also cut back at the outset, expecting a major slowdown in sales.
And then come summer of last year, consumer spending was there and all these businesses tried to turn around real fast, but it's hard to turn around real fast.
And then, according to economic consultant Bill Connerly, came the perfect storm.
The Suez Canal got clogged. A couple of the seaports in China were closed because of COVID. The hurricane took down natural gas production, which is a feedstock for a lot of chemicals.
Still, Connerly says the biggest overall interruption came in the workforce.
The shortage of workers is common all around the country. And as a result, businesses that want to increase their production, want to serve their customers better, want to stock up on inventory, they cannot find the workers.
This affects each level of the domestic supply chain, from factories to the trucking industry to distribution centers. And international goods can't get here because of a major backup at our ports, shipping containers waiting to unload for up to 8 days, due in part to labor shortages at docks.
There are more than 100 ships anchored off the coast as far as the eye could see.
Experts and businesses alike don't see this ending until 2022. For some industries, that's meant shutdowns. GM, Toyota, and Nissan have all paused production because of a shortage of computer semiconductor chips used in a large number of car parts.
This start-stop situation where it's like the lines come back on, they get shuttered back again. Some automakers, they're reworking their vehicles to have fewer chips. Certain options aren't even being offered, but it's not been enough to actually, completely curb all of the issues.
Other industries are forced to pay up to 3 times more for supplies than in the past, and still barely get enough to keep the doors open. Oakley Monument Company has seen a major surge in business due to COVID-related deaths, but grieving customers are waiting months for memorials.
We're lucky if we're able to get a quarter of what we need for our orders once a month. Stuff that used to cost us $9,000 to get shipped is up anywhere in the 20,000s just to get it shipped here. And then they also tack on a tariff as well.
Alignable, a small business network, is helping companies pivot. A major step forward has been simply connecting business owners to others in their industry.
We actually have created groups so an industry can come together and share ideas. So we'll have an industry group just for florists. And they can actually share ideas with each other about, where are they looking to get supplies, how are they filling part-time roles at their companies, and things like that.
That way of thinking allowed Mark Patterson, co-founder of Civilized Coffee, to get around some of his supply chain issues.
What we've been doing is buying larger lots, full containers of coffee, bringing them back to our warehouse, and then we've just said, reach out to us, and we have a lot of relationships where we can sell out smaller lots to these smaller roasters around the country.
Meanwhile, consumers are feeling the result of all this in their wallets.
The classic definition of inflation is too many dollars chasing too few goods. We've got a lot of dollars that people are trying to spend. We have not increased our production capacity.
Connerly predicts this could lead to a boom-bust economy similar to the late 60s and 1970s. Simply put, that would mean high inflation followed by a tightening of monetary policy by the Federal Reserve, resulting in a recession. Then they would hit the gas again, causing more inflation. Connerly's advice to businesses comes straight from the Old Testament.
There's this old dream that the Pharaoh had, and Joseph said, you need to use the good years to prepare for the bad years. And that applies to business today. They need to take advantage of the good years while they're here, but they need to be ready for the bad years, because we're going to have a couple of recessions, I think, in the next 5-10 years.
With the holiday season upon us, experts say retailers are doing their best to prepare for the rush, but there's only so much they'll be able to do to keep their shelves stocked. So whether you typically are an early shopper or you prefer to do it last minute, now is the time to start marking items off your list. Caitlin Burke, CBN News.